Was in a pro-Israeli live yesterday, and I'd actually had an encounter with the host a few weeks ago where he told me that Africans are uncivilized. I joined the live and I called him out, and he said that he did not say that Africans were uncivilized, but that Africa was uncivilized. I still don't quite understand what the difference is. But anyways, he also went on to say that the best thing that happened to Africans were white people coming, and he said the best thing that happened to Africans were white people coming and helping us. I mean, am I surprised that a pro-Israeli Zionist thinks like this? No. However, I do want to use this opportunity to educate people as to why a few European countries became much more richer and more powerful than the rest of the world. So I got a lot of these points from the book The Divide by Jason Hickel. I highly recommend everyone reads that book. The first thing is European countries forcibly took precious metals such as silver and gold from the Caribbean and Latin America and pumped it into the European economy. They then used these metals to build their military capacity, which will then later help them secure their political advantage over the world. I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but I'm only going to highlight a few more points. So aside from all the precious metals that these countries stole, they also benefited from slavery. It is estimated that the United States alone benefited from a total of 222 million hours of forced labor between 1619 and 1865. And valued at the U.S. minimum wage with a modest rate of interest, that is worth $97 trillion today. And that is free labor. Just clock that. These countries didn't even stop there. They then went and they colonized different countries. Aside from all the resources that were stolen, because colonized countries were forced by colonizers to produce only a handful of agricultural products, they were prevented from developing their own domestic industries. As a result, they became dependent on Europe for the manufactured goods that they needed. And to add insult to injury, guess what these countries did? Because countries in the global south were not able to manufacture their own goods, what ended up happening was that they would sell their raw materials for very low cost to countries in the global north, and these countries in the global north would take these raw materials and they would manufacture and produce them, and they will sell these goods to countries in the global south, but at a much higher cost, and they would end up making a profit. These are literally just a few things. I haven't even gotten into structural adjustment programs and all the other crazy things that have been done. All of this is to say that the best thing that happened to Africans was definitely not white people. If anything, the best thing that happened to countries in the global north were Africans, Latin Americans, and Caribbeans, because everything that we see was actually built on our backs.